Here with the new head football coach, Leonard Johnson of Marion High School. Coach, welcome to the area.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
I was going to ask you that question later, but you went right to that answer. That's great. Now, Coach, it's been very tough around here for Marion High School football lately. And so what is it that you feel you're going to bring to the table that's going to reverse this dreadful trend?
I don't know. As I ask the questions and just look at the kids and everything, you begin to see what issues we got to deal with. And you can never put it on one thing.
Right.
But, I don't want to go in the past because I wasn't here. And
right.
But I know that there's some ingredients that you do need to instill in the kids. To get them doing what's right. That's discipline. That's going to these people class so they can get something in their heads, and starting to change their work ethics and everything. Once you start doing that, I think you start building up and everything. So in every case I've been in, those were the three things that has been lacking in the program for one reason or another.
Right, right.
A lot of people want to blame the coach and everything. That's the easiest thing to do.
That's the easy thing to do.
But sometimes you got to look at these kids and you got to say you got to be accountable for your own success. You can't lay it on anybody else. The only thing we can promise you is that we'll make the environment good for you to succeed. But for you to succeed, you have to do something. You have to do something also.
So you think it starts with making a cultural change in terms of how they do things around here?
Well, I think you have to, instead of culture, well, you have to change the culture, how they think and everything.
Right.
But I think the word I'm looking for right here is the work ethics.
Okay.
You got to change that work ethics, whereas they do the things necessary in order to achieve things.
Okay. What do you feel is your most important asset as a new coach coming in here?
Never had anybody ask you that question.
I just thought of it a minute ago.
I don't know. I guess my work ethics. No one is ever going to outwork me.
Right.
If we lose, it's not be because our kids are not prepared or we're lazy. I think it'd be because you got better players than we do.
Right.
In most cases.
Right.
But my work ethic and no nonsense approach to discipline. I think you have to be disciplined in what you do. Our kids, when we finally get to it, our kids can be one of the more disciplined teams around the area.
Right.
Because you got to have that in order to succeed.
Right. What about offense and defense? What type of offense and defense are you planning on installing?
It's an old-fashioned double wing offense.
Okay.
Block down, kick out.
And what does a double wing do for a football non-person like myself?
Okay, so you get in foot to foot, two wings and a fullback.
Okay.
And you just block and run.
Okay.
Nothing cute. But what it does, it takes the pressure off of the kids thinking that they have to be that great athlete. You have to have that great athlete. Everybody talks about the athlete in the program and everything, but every year you don't have the great athlete.
Right.
So you have to find a system that you can plug people in and still be successful as we go throughout the years. And I found that over the past few years that the double wing system fits best with what is needed on the high school, because you're not going to have that great quarterback, which we don't have that great quarterback.
Right.
You're not going to have that great running back, which we don't have that great running back.
Right.
But we do have a lot of big bodies.
Right.
So what we want to do is be able to take advantage of these big bodies and be able to put them in a system that they can achieve, and something simple that they can go and work on every day.
What about from a defensive standpoint?
The old-fashioned 46 defense.
Okay.
I think in any defense, again, you're looking at being simple.
Right.
And getting your kids to be aggressive.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I look at the tapes, that's what we were missing. We were missing a lot of aggressiveness and everything. So we think the 46 does that for you. And for the football novice and everything, if you remember the Chicago Bears when they won the
86.
I think so.
I remember
that was the same defense that they ran, the old 46 defense, and we found that we've kind of simplified for the high school, but over the years we found out that it's the best defense that we can teach at this level
Right.
and be efficient and successful.
Okay. Now, what about your coaching staff? You have some people in place. Are you going to retain these people, or are you going to bring in your own people?
No, we're going to retain these people here. You know, this is not college.
Right.
Where you go get a bunch of, you hire a coach and he comes in and enroll in the coaches and everything. It doesn't work that way.
Right.
You know, you have to work together, and we're working together to get to know each other, and everybody is learning each other, but and learning the system and whatever we want to do, and listen to their ideas, and that's what you do to build a coaching staff. There's no one great idea,
right.
but but you got to listen to maybe we can do it this way, maybe we can do it this way. So we got to learn how to work together, and that's important.
Are you planning on putting people as coordinators and have that be their responsibility, and have them as a defensive or an offensive coordinator?
Yeah, we're working on that. Tim and I were talking about that earlier today. And,
is Tim going to be a part of your staff?
Tim's going to be a part of the staff.
Good. Okay.
And we were talking about that today, and I was, I can't tell you what we.
Yeah,
asked,
I understand. Right.
But I asked some tough questions, about staff and everything, because the coordinators, I think people get this kind of twisted. The coordinators don't come in and run their own thing.
Right.
They come in to organize your philosophy or organize the philosophy of the school.
Correct.
46 defense is what the 46 defense is going to be. Now, I need you to organize this and have that go-to guy
right.
to ask the questions to and everything. And so not only do we give him a lot of room to, again, do what he needs to do within the system, but we also, with the coaches are also held accountable for the positions that they coach.
Right. What about, what would be, in your first year, considered a successful season for you?
Christ, if we can run that one play good, we don't run the one play, we can run that well, I'll be happy.
Well, what about the overall season? Like, when the season's over and done with?
I don't know.
Have you set any...
Not really. And I never do.
Right.
We go in there and we get our philosophy in. Now, if you ask me how many games we...
What would be a successful season in that regard?
I don't know.
Right.
We haven't had I think the biggest thing is that we haven't had a winning season in years. So that may be, hey, let's win 6 ball games.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be good, and that would be a good stepping stone. But
right.
But as I explained to people when they interviewed me, we don't prepare to play 10 games. We prepare to play 15 games.
Right.
And that's how we're going to condition. That's how we're going to go, and we're going to go out and compete for every game that we possibly can.
Right.
But it would be, I guess, the immediate goal would be to win 6 ball games,
right.
then roll on from there.
Right. Now you looked at the schedule. What do you think about the schedule?
Challenging.
Yeah.
Nothing that I don't think we can help. When I looked at the schedule, those teams, a lot of those teams, they won 7 or more ball games. Each one of those teams except 2.
Right.
And so, which is good, because we have to tell our kids, hey, you want to compete with these guys? This is what you have to do.
Right.
We can't sit there and moan about our schedule. Let's us step up to the table and do the things necessary to win 6, 7, 8 ball games a year.
Right. Have you? I'm sure you. I see the kids out there in the weight room now. Have you had a meeting with the guy?
Some of them. I mean, you can't. I've only been on the job maybe 2 weeks, and I was missing for the last 2 weeks. I was going to class. And everything.
Right.
So now I'm here full time now. But in time that will come. I'm meeting them one-on-one. I'm talking to them one-on-one. That's more important than having a group meeting
right
now. Because I need to find out where the heads are, what they want to do, what kind of goals you have for themselves and everything. Okay. And you're probably not going to have a total team meeting until maybe that Thursday before the first practice, when everybody comes to the stuff to pick up the uniform.
And that happens. When is the first practice?
August 2nd. The first Friday in August.
That's the first full practice?
First practice.
Now, in the interim, is going to be weight room, and what other kind of activities?
Running, getting in condition.
Okay.
We don't do some of the other things. And again, if we did, it's too late to do some of that stuff right now.
Right.
And again, our system is so simple that we think that we can take those days that we start practicing and teach our system.
Right.
What you want to be careful of trying to do too much
Right.
and blow people away. There's a methodical way to get it done.
Right.
And we're going to take that approach to make sure we do it right, because we don't want to come back next year
Right.
and redo it.
Okay.
We want to be building on this year right here instead of revisiting what we've done this year. So we're going to take it slow, nice and easy to build
Right.
it.
Well, and I'm sure you noticed already, Marion football fans have become a group that considers themselves, they're kind of like entitled to be good. And even though they haven't been good for a long time, a lot of these people still have it in their minds that this is the way it's supposed to be at Marion High School. What would you say to them, if there's one thing that you could say to them coming into the season, of what they can expect from you? What would you say?
Now, when you say that they are entitled, you mean that they're entitled for winning?
They feel like they're entitled to be winning because they had a lot of winning in the
That's
past,
the way it's supposed to be.
and the tradition was great.
That's the way it's supposed to be. I would have it no other way. And we have to step up to the plate. These kids are going to have to step up to the plate, and they're going to have to give these people what they desire.
Right.
I mean, it's about pride, and it's about being able to stick your chest out. It's about thumping your chest, saying, "We got to say, hey,
Right.
This is a team that I'm proud of." Because you got to remember, these people travel
Right.
across the state,
Mm-hmm.
and they want to be able to brag about their team.
Sure they do.
And we got to give them that.
Right.
And we can't back down from that.
Right.
And so this is our charge. This is what we're going to do. We're going to give them something that they can go and brag about.
Out of all the dates that you have, of all the dates on your calendar, what date would you circle in this whole process? Would it be the first game of the season? Would it be the first practice of the season? What would it be?
August 2nd, the first practice.
Okay.
That's when, for us at this point,
Right, I understand.
August 2nd. That's when that's the first day of practice. 'Cause that's when we get to working. That's when we start getting their attention. Well, we already have their attention now. They know some things that we are not going to put up with.
Right.
And you do those things. But August 2nd, when they get on the field and they start learning our system one way or the other, and teaching them that you cannot do what you've done in the past
Right.
and expect to get the same result.
Right, exactly.
You got to change.
Right.
And the quicker they adapt to that change, the quicker we'll go on to doing what we need to do as far as excellence in our program. Getting those people to start sticking their chest out, giving them bragging rights.
Right, right.
The quicker they get that, the better off we'll be.
Okay. Coach, I appreciate your time.
No problem, man.
And I wish you the best
Thank you so
here.
much.
Take care of yourself.
Mm-hmm.